Dear students, how are you? I think you are all fine. Today we are going to discuss about the Northern Plain. It is related to the second chapter, the physiography of India. In this chapter, we are learning about the physical surroundings of India. First video we have discussed regarding the formation of the Himalaya and the associated things. In this module, you will learn about the formation of the Northern Plains and the general characteristics of it. So what is plain? Plain is a flat surface, and that flat surface, it is comparatively lesser in height than mountain and the plateaus. So generally where we used to see the formation of the plains they are located near to the foothill of the mountains. We can see that the formation of the plains comparatively in the lower portion, and the mechanism behind the formation of the plain is associated with mainly the deposition. But not only the deposition, some of the other factors like the weathering and erosion is also associated with it. So formation of the plain is the result of weathering, erosion and deposition. You may have the question in your mind that how the weathering and erosion is concerned to the formation of the northern plain or formation of a plain. Without erosion, without weathering, we do not able to get the materials which will be deposited in a new place. So unless until the rocks are not going to be broken down, unless until there is no erosion, the materials will not be transferred and they will not be deposited in the new place. So behind the deposition, weathering and erosion, weathering means the breaking down of the rocks and erosion means the removal of such materials from that place by the agents of weathering, that is what is the erosion. So generally three factors are related with the formation of the plain: weathering, erosion and deposition. Now the question, from where we used to get the accumulated materials for the formation of northern plain? For the formation of the northern plain, the materials they are mainly being collected by the three rivers from the Himalaya. That Himalaya, it is located in the northern side of the northern plain, means Himalayas southern side northern plain is located, and as the Himalaya is made by the sedimentary rock, that is why we used to see the rivers, the Indus, the Ganga and the Brahmaputra, they are very much capable to carry the huge amount of alluvium. Huge amount of fine materials is being carried out by them, and comparatively in the southern side of the Himalaya, they have deposited it and it led to the formation of the northern plain. Next one, why it is formed in the foothill region? What is the meaning of the foothill region? The foothill region means what? Foothill region means that the end of the mountains, and from where we used to get that the gentle slope, that is referred as what? That is referred as the foothill region. In this foothill region, what we used to see, that the accumulation of the boulders, accumulation of the pebbles, accumulation of the huge amount of the alluviums, and that lead to the formation of the northern plain. So I think it is clear to you why the plains they used to develop in the foothill region. That is due to the reduction in the slope of the particular landmass, and that leads to the formation of what? Formation of the plain areas by providing the scope of deposition of the alluvium. Now, is there any relativity? Is there any relation between the formation of northern plain and the formation of the Himalaya or the plate movement? Yes, there is relationship between them. What we used to see? We have seen already in the earlier videos, we have discussed that due to the tectonic movement, due to the plate movement, the two convergent plate boundaries they collide to each other, and that led to the formation of the Himalaya. That formation of the Himalaya is very much useful for what? Useful for the development of this northern plain, because this particular section, the Himalaya, is the provider of huge amount of sediments. Why? Because this particular Himalaya is made by the sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rock by the nature it is very much soft. It is made by the soft rocks, and that soft rock erosion of the soft rocks provided the huge amount of alluvium, and they are being deposited in the basin. At the time of the formation of the Himalaya, we have also got that the concept that the northern side of the peninsular portion, northern side of the Deccan Plateau, or northern side of the Plateau region has been submerged, and it created a basin, it created a lower portion in which the materials they will be deposited. I think it is not written in your textbook for the concept how the plain has been developed. That is why I have discussed this one. And later on, such basin means what? Basin means that depressed region which usually lower than the mountains, lower than the other portions, and that particular portion in which the deposition had taken place, and due to the filling up by the sediments, that turned into what? That turned into the plain, or that turned into the northern plain. So northern plain, what are the characteristics? You are if you see your textbook, you can you can identify what are the characteristics. The plain region, it is very much fertile. It is also the most productive portion for the crops. We can also see that the favorable climatic condition. Why the favorable climatic condition? Harshness of the climate is totally absent here. Why? Because the height of this place is not so high as the mountain. So we know with the increase of the height there is the decrease of the temperature. So when the landmass height is comparatively lesser than the mountain, obviously the climate will be comparatively different from the mountain, and that is why we used to see this particular section. It is very much productive, very much favorable very much favorable by the people for the inhabitation, means for the living. This place is also most suitable. It is suitable not only for the flat surface, it is not only suitable for the transportation, communication, easy communication. It is also favorable to us due to the favorable climate, and that favorable climate, the soil fertility, that usually lead to the production of huge amount of crops. That is why this particular region is very much dense by the nature. So population in this region, it is very much high. I think it is clear to you. Next one, the general characteristics, the plain being about 2400 km long and 240 to 300 km broad. It is a densely populated physiographic division. So what is the length of the northern plain? Length of the northern plain is 2400 km long and 240 km to 320 km broad. Means the width of this particular section, it is mostly 240 to 320 km. Next one, we will see that the physiographic divisions of the plain. So in the physiographic divisions, what we are getting? In the physiographic divisions of the northern plain can be divided into the broad two categories. First of all, we have to keep in mind northern plains can be divided into the two parts, basically the western part and Ganga plain. Try to understand what I am telling. Please, you will note down at the time of seeing this video. What is northern plain physiographically can be divided into two broad categories. One is the western side, another is the eastern side, or the Ganga plain, we can say. The western side, that is the Punjab region, the western side that can be referred as the Punjab region. This particular region, it is made by what? It is made by the Indus and its tributaries. At present, this particular section, it is located in Pakistan. It is located in Pakistan. So Punjab plain, what is the meaning of the Punjab plain? Punjab plain, it is located in the western side. Look at the western part of the northern plain is referred as the Punjab plains, formed by the Indus and its tributaries. So Indus and its tributary rivers, they has been formed this particular region that is in the comparatively in the western side of our country, that is known as Punjab plain. This Punjab plain is made by whom? Made by Indus and its tributaries. What is the meaning of tributaries? Tributaries means the rivers those which usually distribute the main rivers water to the surrounding areas, means the rivers those which usually originate from a main river that is referred as the tributary. Look at your textbook. In this portion you will see that what is the meaning of tributary. The rivers coming from the northern mountains and involved in the depositional work in the lower course. Due to the gentle slope, the velocity of the river decreases, which results in the formation of riverine islands. Note this one. The rivers in the lower course split into the numerous channels due to the deposition of slate. These channels are known as the distributaries. So at the time of formation of the distributaries, we also see that the huge amount of deposition by the rivers in the lower course, and due to the reduction in the slope, the rivers they not able to cut down such depositions. They try to avoid such depositions, and they mix the number of channels. That is referred as what? That is referred as the distributaries. And in case of the lower portion of the very lower portion of the or the ending portion of the river, what we used to see is the formation of the islands. The such islands they used to develop due to the deposition also. We used to see the formation of such type of deltas. The world's biggest delta is the Sundarban Delta, which is located in the last portion of the river Ganga, and it is being assisted by what? By the different tributaries also. So at the time of the last stage, when the river they enter into the last stage, that time due to the reduction of the slope, due to the reduction of the force of the water, such distributaries they also create, and in between the distributaries we used to see the formation of the islands as well as also delta. Is there any difference between the delta and delta and the island? Yes, there is the difference. The delta, it is by the nature it is the triangle shape, whereas island it is not fully triangle. It may be the rounded, it may be the any other geometric shape. It may have the any other geometric shape. So delta, when we are saying about the delta is generally the triangle shaped. Next one, we are coming to this particular portion. We are going to know about the Punjab plain, that is the western side of the western side of the northern plain. So we are getting that the western side of the plain, it is mainly created by whom? Created by the rivers which are known as the distributaries of Indus and its tributaries, as well as also Indus and tributaries. Look at the larger part of this plain is located in Pakistan. The Indus and tributaries, the Jhelum, the Chenab, the Ravi, the Beas and the Satluj originate from in the Himalaya. This section of this plain dominated by the Doab. What is the meaning of the Doab? Doab means the water divider. Doab is made up by the two words. Do means two and ab means water. Similarly, Punjab is also made up the two words Punjab, Panch, meaning that the five, and ab meaning the water. So 5 rivers. Not only Indus, its tributaries, look at the Jhelum, the Chenab, the Ravi, the Beas and Satluj. So I can also ask you the question that what are the major tributaries of river Indus? So they will be the Jhelum, the Chenab, the Ravi, the Beas and Satluj. All they have originated from where? They originated from the Himalaya. They used to carry the huge amount of sediments, pebbles, etc. And they used to create what? They used to create the western flank of the northern plain or the plain region of our country. That particular section, it is mainly dominated by the their formation is dominated by these rivers. So next one, the northern plain. Northern plain can be also divided in that way. What is the meaning? What is this? That is the Ganga plain. Ganga plain extends between the Ghaggar and Tista rivers. Ghaggar and Tista river, that is known as the northern plain. This northern plain once again can be divided into the four categories. We are coming to the next portion later on. So before, the Ganga plain extends between the Ghaggar and the Tista rivers, is spread over the states of North India, Haryana, Delhi, UP, Bihar, partly Jharkhand and West Bengal. To its east, particularly in Assam, lies the Brahmaputra plain. So we are getting that the three portions of the northern plain, basically two, the eastern, the western and the Ganga plain, and in the northeast the Assam plain. So northern plain can be divided into three categories. What they are western, next the Ganga plain, and the next one is the Assam plain. Am I clear? Assam in the northeast, it is located in the northeast. So in the northeastern section, which particular portion is located, that is referred as the Assam plain. Next one, the Ganga plain. It is believed that the Ganga plain, it is a plain. Northern plain are generally described as the flat land with no variation in its relief. Generally, we do not see that the mountains, we do not see the heighted places in this particular portion. But we have to keep it in mind that this particular section is also characterized some of the variations. What are the variations? We can see that this particular Ganga plain can be divided into the four categories once again. The Bhabur, Tarai. Next one, Bhangar and Khadar. Bhabur and Tarai, that is on the basis of the location, that is on the basis of the place where they are locating, and by the characteristics in this particular section, we can divide the northern plain into Bhabur and Tarai. Bhabur and Tarai, these are not based on the soil fertility, but Bhangar and Khadar, this division is totally based on what? Is totally based on the soil characteristics. The age of the soil, we can divide the Ganga plain into two categories, that is Bhangar and Khadar, and on the basis of the location of it, it can be divided Bhabur and Tarai. What is referred as the Bhabur? Bhabur is the region which is full with the pebbles. The rivers, they usually disappear due to the full cover of the such pebbles, and this is extended mostly. This is extended just southern side of the Sivalik. Along with the Sivalik, the portion which is known as the plain region, that particular section, it is known as the Bhabur, and due to the availability of huge amount of pebbles, the rivers, they usually disappear in this section, and the width of it, that is 18 to 16 kilometer wide. And in the Tarai region, the next to the Bhabur means the southern side of the Bhabur, which particular section of the northern plain is found, that is referred as the Terai region or Tarai region. Bhangar, it is referred as the old alluvium soil. Bhangar, now we are coming on the basis of the soil characteristics, on the basis of the age of the soil. Bhangar, that is referred as the old alluvium region, that is known as the Bhabur region, Bhangar region, and Khadar region means that the lower Ganga plain where the fine particles are found, that is referred as the new alluvial soil portion or Khadar. So Bhangar and Khadar, these two are the divisions of the northern plain based on the age of soil as well as also the fertility of the soil. Old alluvium, old means what? Obviously it is older, that is why the soil fertility is comparatively lesser, whereas the new alluvial soils are found, this particular section, it is obviously fertile. So in which portion? The lower Ganga plain, such as Burdwan district, next one Nadia district, Hooghly district, even also North 24 Pargana, South 24 Parganas. So all these are associated to what? Associated to the portion which is known as Khadar or made by the new alluvial soil. So in this section, the 3 to 4 questions you have to practice. First of all, what are the general characteristics of the plain, that you have to discuss. Next one, we have to discuss regarding the classification or the physiographic divisions of the northern plains. How can we divide the northern plains? That thing you have to discuss. Both these questions are carrying the 5 marks, will carry the 5 marks. Next one, what is the mechanism or what is the reason behind the formation of the plain? Next one, what are the differences between the Bhabur and Tarai, Bhangor and Khadar? These you have to practice. So today up to this, in the next video we will discuss regarding the sum of the question answers.